Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope that everybody's well and safe and that you're continuing your online learning through our Edmodo portal. Okay, I wanted to also remind everyone to keep on watching the videos and studying the reference materials and answering the quizzes. Also, keep on checking your Reading A to Z accounts from time to time. Okay, so today we want to talk about punctuation for effect. Okay, so do you remember what punctuation marks are and how they're used? Okay, so we use different punctuation marks in various types of sentences, but right now we want to talk about how we can use the punctuation mark to achieve a desired effect in our statement. So if we want to write something or if we want to say something, we want our statements to elicit a certain type of emotion from persons who would listen to us or who would read our statements, right? And also, we want to focus on a certain type of idea. So, how do we use the punctuation marks, okay, for us to achieve that kind of effect? Okay, so we begin with our objectives. What do we have to learn for today? First is we want to recognize the use of specific punctuation marks like the ellipsis, the dash, and exclamation point. Okay, so I know that most of you are familiar, if not all. Most of you are familiar with exclamation point. It's a very common type of punctuation mark, and also the ellipsis, which we have been using in our writing activities, right? We also want to focus on how to use the dash, okay, in writing statements. Second, the objective is how do we emphasize an idea or show emotion by punctuating for effect? Okay, so when you say emphasize an idea, how do we focus on a certain type of idea in our statements? Okay, so let's begin. I'd like to show you first this, okay? Why is it important to punctuate? So I have in here two statements with identical set of words. They have the same set of words, but then they have different meanings. One has an extra punctuation mark, the other doesn't have. Okay, so how do you read the first statement? Let's eat grandma, right? Okay, what about the second statement? How do you read it? The second statement, it has a comma in here in the middle, so the effect is changed. Let's eat grandma. Okay, so now you might think that the first statement is a bit funny, okay, because you are actually um, saying that message that you want to eat your grandma, which is very wrong in any type of situation, right? Okay, but in the second statement, now it's made clearer that you want to invite your grandma to eat. Okay, so if you would notice, one punctuation mark, one teeny tiny punctuation mark could actually make a difference between two statements of the same set of words. Now they have different meanings, okay? Now you can say that the second statement is more proper just because it has the comma in the middle. Okay, that's why it's so important to punctuate your statements, okay? Now, let's have a look at this, okay? Let's have a game first for us to remember what the different types of punctuation marks are. Okay, so the game is titled Guess the Mark. Okay, so you will choose from amongst three basic punctuation marks and marks. The first one is the full stop, the second one is the question mark, and then the third is the exclamation point, okay? So let's have a look at the first sentence. The forest has a lot of plant and animal species. So what end punctuation are you going to use? Okay, second statement you have, can you name the largest rainforest in the world? Okay, third one is, go and gather some berries in the woods. Okay, and then fourth is, whoa, look at the size of that bear. Okay, so if you have a piece of paper, also you can do it mentally, you can pause the video anytime for you to process what the answers are. Okay, are you finished? Now, let's have a look. If your answers are like this, then you are correct. Okay, so the first one is actually a telling sentence. It gives you an information, right? So you have to use naturally a full stop, okay, to end your sentence. It's right here. The forest has a lot of plant and animal species. The second one is an asking sentence, okay? So you have to use a question mark for you to end it. Can you name the largest rainforest in the world? So it's asking for information. The third one is a requesting statement or a command, right? Go and gather some berries in the woods. So if it's an imperative statement, you have to use a full stop at the end. Okay, last one. Whoa, look at the size of that bear. It's an exclamation. So you have to use an exclamation mark at the end. And also your clue is the way I read it, right? So if it's a telling sentence or um, um, command sentence, then most likely you have just a neutral tone. Okay, but if it's An asking sentence, intonation is rising. And also if it's an exclamation, there's a certain type of booming emotion to it. Okay? So now that we have reviewed the different types of punctuation marks, let's have a look at how we can punctuate for effects. Okay, so punctuation can show emotion or emphasize an idea. As we have mentioned earlier, when you say emphasize an idea, it means you have to what? To focus on a certain type of idea, especially if that idea is important. Okay, so the first one that we want to make use of is the ellipsis. Okay, ellipsis to show tension or threat. Let's have a look at the example. It suddenly grew cold and a raging wind ripped the branches. What would happen? Okay, so it shows a bit of tension. There's a certain mystery to it. There's a certain mystery to the statement, right? Okay, so you use ellipsis right here, okay, to trail off an idea. It's like you want the readers to guess what would happen next. Okay, there's an eerie or a scary statement right here or a premise, and then you want them to predict what will happen next. In that regard, you can use ellipsis. Okay, also, you can use ellipsis if you want your readers to kind of know that you're trailing off an idea. You want them to continue your idea. Okay. Next one is the exclamation mark. Okay, it's to show surprise or to show any type of strong emotion, actually. Okay, a huge flash lit the forest. So this is what happened, right? So you use the exclamation mark or exclamation point at the end of it to show that there's strong emotion going on in your sentence. Okay, now what about the dash? It's to emphasize or to focus on a certain idea in your statement. So lightning struck a pine tree, it was completely shattered in a flash. Okay, so if you would notice, there is an independent idea right here, but you want to continue. Okay, you want to offer some more information. In that sense, you can use a dash. Okay, it was completely shattered in a flash. You wanted to emphasize what happened to the pine tree, so in that case you use a dash. Okay, so I hope that you understood how to use these different types of punctuation marks. We'll offer you some more examples. Okay, so we are going to Redwood Forest, an amazing place, and we are really looking forward to it. So which punctuation mark did you use in here? That's right, we used the dash, okay? We used two dashes actually. You wanted to emphasize how amazing Redwood Forest is, okay? So you wanted to insert an idea. You can use the dash also to insert an idea. Okay, second statement. Wow, look at the size of those creatures. Again, it's an emotion of surprise. It's a very strong emotion, therefore you use the what? The exclamation point, that's right. Okay, the third one, they want to drive through the dark forest. That sounds spooky to me. Okay, so in here, it's like you wanted to trail off an idea. You wanted them to predict what would happen next, or you wanted to kind of insinuate how they should feel. Okay, so you used what? Okay, this, you used your ellipsis, right? Okay, so now try it out. And also, if you'd like to have a look at our amazing facts about the Amazon rainforest right here, since we're all talking about forests, then you may do so. You can pause the video if you want. Okay, so let's have a look at the first sentence. The Amazon rainforest is a really spectacular place. So which end mark should you use? The Amazon rainforest is a really spectacular place. Okay, next one. The Amazon is the world's largest or biggest rainforest, larger than the next two largest rainforests in the Congo Basin and Indonesia combined. So you have to use two punctuation marks right here because you wanted to emphasize an idea. So which punctuation mark should you use? Okay, third one. The forest is a mystery. You could only wonder where the strange sounds are coming from at night. Okay, so you have to insert a punctuation mark in here in the middle. Okay, so I'll give you time for you to figure out which punctuation marks you should use. Get a pen and a paper if you want. You can do it mentally. You can pause the video also if need be. Okay, so if your answers are like this, okay, then you are correct, right? So the first one, the Amazon rainforest is a really spectacular place, okay? It's expressing strong emotions, so you should be using what? An exclamation point, that's right. Okay, next one. The Amazon is the world's biggest rainforest, larger than the next two largest rainforests. Insert an idea in the Congo Basin and Indonesia combined, okay? So you wanted to emphasize that the next two largest rainforests after the Amazon are in the Congo Basin and Indonesia. Okay, so in that case, you have to use dashes. Okay, next one. The forest is a mystery. Okay, trail off an idea right here. Use an ellipsis or use ellipsis. You could only wonder where the strange sounds are coming from at night. Okay, so I hope you got everything right. And also, if you want to have a look at our Amazon rainforest facts right here, they're quite interesting, then you can do so and pause the video. Okay? So you can also check out some games online, especially in abcya.com and in Turtle Diary for you to practice more on how to use punctuation marks for effect. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope that you understood the lesson and stay safe, stay at home, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.